Welcome to Aquifer Insight. My name is Ann-Margaret Gonzalez.
And I'm Nikki Young. You can't go down to the aquifer, so we bring the aquifer to you. And on each and every episode of Aquifer Insight, we highlight the people, the places, and the stories across our 8-county jurisdiction. And today, we're in Medina County in Castroville, Texas, at the beautiful Hillside Boutique Hotel. And on this episode, we're going to tell you all about the transportation grant offerings through our Education Outreach Center and our Edwards Aquifer Conservancy. Plus, you're going to learn all about an opportunity to be featured in our 2027 calendar.
And although spring is sprung, we're currently in a drought. So you're going to hear from EAA Deputy General Manager Mark Freeberg as he shares some conservation measures for permit holders. But first, you're going to hear from our General Manager, Roland Ruiz, as he gives a current update on aquifer conditions that we're experiencing during this drought.
All this and more on this episode of Aquifer Insight.
The mission of the Edwards Aquifer Authority is to manage, enhance, and protect the Edwards Aquifer system. And a key part of that, integral to all of that, is the word manage. And mostly that means regulating use of the aquifer, especially through drought periods, when aquifer conditions start to decline, when spring flows start to drop. And unfortunately, we're here in the midst of a 4 to 5 year drought now, but the tools are working. And those tools include our regulatory programs like our critical period management program that curtails use for every permit holder across the region, dependent on where aquifer conditions are, stages 1 through 5. And then in addition to that, we have other non-regulatory programs, for example, through our Habitat Conservation Plan, where we incentivize people not to use their water when they enroll their water in some of these programs like the Voluntary Irrigation Suspension Program option, or our lease program where we take water and we pay for it from some of our permit holders, and then we basically forbear it during drought periods. So it enables us to utilize the existing water market within the Edwards to basically conserve the Edwards at times when it's needed most. So collectively, these programs, both the regulatory and the non-regulatory, work hand in hand to help us have more tools in the toolbox, if you will, to manage through these droughts. You know, something that is important to always remember when we're in drought and we're implementing these programs, especially the conservation measures within the Habitat Conservation Plan that are all geared towards sustaining continuous minimum spring flows at the Comal and San Marcos Springs. We can't just look at the programs as just benefiting the protected habitats in those systems. There's a greater end to the means, and that is to sustain aquifer levels across the region when it's needed the most, so that the water supplies from the aquifer continue to be predictable and reliable. And that way, protecting species protects all of us, because we're protecting the water supply for roughly 2.5 million people across this greater 8-county region.
Thank you, Roland, for that aquifer update. And as the phrase goes, April showers bring May flowers. But we are still currently in a drought and in a 2-year rainfall deficit. Last year, the San Antonio Pool declared Stage 5 for the first time in critical period management history. This year, the San Antonio Pool is currently at Stage 4 and the Uvalde Pool is at Stage 5. We're going to learn about some conservation measures offered to EAA permit holders from EAA Deputy General Manager Mark Freeberg.
Spring flow protection measures that we have with our Habitat Conservation Plan are really conservation measures, and there's two, and they're related but different. One is the VISPO program, which stands for Voluntary Irrigation Suspension Program Option, and the other is the ASR program, which stands for Aquifer Storage and Recovery. The programs are designed to take pressure off the aquifer during severe drought and to bolster spring flow at the same time. The ASR program is essentially a forbearance program whereby individual users enter into contracts with the EAA to not pump their water under certain environmental conditions. Specifically to that program, it's a 10-year rolling recharge number. It's 500,000 acre feet of recharge per year on a 10-year rolling average. We've never triggered a suspension of pumping under that program, but we feel very confident that that trigger will happen this upcoming summer. For the VISPO program, again, it's similar and it's related, but it's different in the environmental trigger. The VISPO trigger is off of an index well where we take a measure every October 1st. If that measure is low enough, then we will require individuals that have contracts with the Edwards to not pump their permits the following year. VSPO has triggered and is currently in place. Under that program, 40,000 acre-feet of authorization has been removed from the overall pumping amount for the Edwards in 2026. These programs only apply to individuals who have entered into contracts with us under their own volition. These are incentive-based programs. So if you're interested in participating, you can enroll your permitted rights into the programs and receive compensation for your agreement to basically forbear your withdrawals during drought. The VSPO program and the ASR program are drought management tools at their core. They complement our critical period management programs. They complement our conservation programs. They complement any groundwater conservation plans that a city, a utility, an irrigator may have. But essentially, they work to provide flexibility. Entities that are entered into the program utilize the partnership they have with the Edwards to provide flexibility in their planning and how they go about operating during drought. If they forbear their use and get compensated by the EAA, then they have the ability to determine what to do with that money. There's income coming in when there may not be. An irrigator, for example, may not be able to grow a crop under drought conditions, but if they forbear their water and get compensated for that activity from the Edwards, they can utilize that money to get along, to potentially lease water to actually grow a crop. But at the same time, the Edwards gets value from that forbearance in that aquifer levels can stay up and provide water for users who are actually pumping the water, and springflow will continue to flow to protect the endangered species that we're required to do under our habitat conservation plan.
Thank you, Mark, for breaking down those conservation measures. Now we're going to take it all the way to our Education Outreach Center. Many of you have expressed interest in wanting to visit our Education Outreach Center. Many schools have had challenges, so now we have a transportation grant program in place. And to learn more on how you can apply and benefit from this program, we're going to hear from Elizabeth Gutierrez from the EOC and Sarah Beasley from our Edwards Aquifer Conservancy.
The thing I love about this program is that anyone with a school bus that's part of a school, whether you're a private school, charter school, or public school, has the opportunity to apply.
Edwards Aquifer Conservancy, our mission is to exclusively support the Edwards Aquifer Authority and its mission to manage, enhance, and protect the Edwards Aquifer.
And we know that budgets are tight, so the number one barrier is paying for buses.
The bus transportation grant helps provide funding for teachers and schools that may otherwise have barriers to attend the Education Outreach Center.
The application process is really easy. So you'll visit our website, eaaeoc.org, book a date, and then go to travel support, and then fill in that form. We want your name, school name, the date that you chose. Don't forget to book first. That's really important. Phone number, any basic info that we need to contact you. After that, we're going to go through all of our applications, and we're going to check out and see what our budget is, what we have, how many applicants we have, and start prioritizing groups.
So as a result, over 4,000 students have been able to go on field experiences at the EOC.
Once your field trip is done, you're going to send us an invoice and a W-9, and then we'll process that through the agency, and then a check will be mailed out to you. So it could take anywhere from 30 to 60 days, maybe a little bit longer during peak season. So once you step off the EOC, you're kind of transported to a whole different place. So first you're going to notice different trees. When you walk through our doors, it's going to be kind of a nice surprise to see our exhibit hall, because we have a cave. We also have an aquarium where you can't really see a Texas blind salamander anywhere else. The one thing I hope that they take away from coming to visit us is that they had fun while they were learning the importance of their water resource, which is the Edwards Aquifer.
Young people are more likely to protect what they understand. So by having thousands of students come out to the Education Outreach Center, we are creating more aquifer stewards that are helping protect our water supply for future generations. San Antonio Water System and Laguna Water Supply both provides funds for this transportation grant program. We would not be able to do it without them.
You do have to pay for the bus up front, but if you are approved for that grant, you're going to get reimbursed, removing all of those barriers for you.
You can support the Edwards Aquifer Conservancy by getting in the contributing zone. You can go to our website at eaconservancy.org, and you can support and read about other programs that we have, just like the bus transportation grant. It's important because right now there are barriers to children getting outdoors and learning about environmental education, and these grants help break that down.
part of our Rooted in Texas initiative, we are launching our second annual Rooted in Saving Water Conserve and Share photo contest. We want to see all the ways that you are rooted in Texas and rooted in saving water through your camera lens, whether it's a rain harvesting system, drought-tolerant landscaping, and so much more. Selected winners will not only be featured in our 2027 calendar, but win lots of prizes. And the grand prize, a $500 Visa gift card. For more information, you can visit our website, edwardsaquifer.org. Just look for our photo contest, and winners will be selected to be part of our 2027 photo calendar. Thanks for watching. Once again, I'm Nikki Young.
And I'm Ann-Margaret Gonzalez. And y'all, we have different communication avenues for you, from our Recharge Zone podcast to our News Draw publication and our social media channels, not to mention Aquifer Insight.
And we hope that you'll remember to show us all the ways that you're rooted in saving water by entering our photo contest. Again, go to edwardsaquifer.org and click on that photo contest information. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Aquifer Insight. Hope you enjoyed the show. Please follow us on social media, including our YouTube channel.